All right, and we are back to the channel where we talk about everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines, give you all the news, all the updates, and we break it down on TradingView. We'll talk about not only some of the highlights, but some of the companies in the news, and we'll break them down. Why would you watch this? Because we're going to tell you about the news, but also we're going to tell you about some of the chart patterns, some of the indicators. Also, we're going to look at some of the earnings, the profits, the revenues here on TradingView as well. So hopefully it'll be not only fun and entertaining, but also educational at the same time, if that's what you're looking for. And if there's certain things that you have questions about that we don't cover, you can always feel free to contact me if you want. Also, let's do this. For example, look right over here. Some of the main headlines that we're going to look at before I get into that. I'll introduce myself. My name is James. I'm from the U.S. Do you get, let's see, great U.S. dollar. Do you get insights? Yes. Good morning, Michael. And Michael from Daniel. Good morning. Yes. My name is James from the U.S. and actually, I'm from the Midwest. And there wasn't a whole lot going on in the Midwest except sports and farming, and I wasn't very good at either one of those, but I did have an affinity for numbers, a great USD. Yes, we're going to be giving market insights, highlights, and also breaking down some of the tickers on TradingView here in just a moment. But my affinity for numbers took me into engineering. With engineering, I had a curiosity about the charts and how the markets worked, and with engineering, it was all charts and numbers and graphs, and that's kind of what got me curious over here. But having said that, here we go. What are you going to get out of this channel today? For example, some of the highlights, we'll talk about Micron sinking 10% on Monday. We'll also talk about Nebbia, because Nebbia is planning to build one of Europe's biggest AI factories, data centers in Finland. And we'll talk about them. Also, some of the big commodity prices, 3 of them that are very niche, they're surging right now, such as tungsten, sulfur, and helium. We'll not only tell you how they're surging, but what their uses are, why they're surging. Also, some of the big movers in the market are Fannie Mae, Boston Scientific, just to name a couple. If you're traveling, JetBlue just raised its fees for checked bags. We'll talk about that, how much and why. Also, in India is becoming more and more important also for the tech world. India, mobile giant Airtel raised $1 billion for data centers. Also, we have the Western company Carlyle Group investing in that along with other private equity firms. Also, remember that Microsoft, Amazon also pledged $50 billion to India's cloud and AI systems. Google announced $15 billion as well for a data center hub. And also, India announced a 20-year tax exemption for all the hyperscalers. That's coming up. Also, we'll update on oil as oil swings, as a report that the war might end a little bit, as a tanker attack also jolts the market. Mr. T is willing to end U.S. military operations in Iran even if Hormuz remains closed. And we'll update about the tanker that was hit by Iran at the Dubai port. Also, we'll update about gold and silver. If you're a gold bug, just put a little comment, say I love gold and silver if you want. Also, we'll update, there was a new headline about Microsoft investing $1 billion in Thailand for their cloud services and AI infrastructure. All that and some more. Again, why would you watch this? Because again, we go through the headlines and the news updates so you don't have to. And we also break down some of the major companies on TradingView. If that's something that's interesting to you, let me know. And if there's other things that you have questions about, feel free to put them in the comments. Otherwise, good morning, and welcome. All right, let's get right into it here. Dun, dun, dun. One of the big ones for today, where is it? U.S. gas, it's $4 a gallon. U.S. gas, it's $4 a gallon, highest since 2022. And it's up more than 30% since late February. Diesel also surged more than 40% to $5 a gallon. And also, for example, oil right now, West Texas Intermediate is between 102 and 105 right now. Brent is trading at 106 to 107. Why don't we do that? The first thing we'll look at right there is a couple of oil and gas companies. Let's do that. Let's take a look here at Exxon, for example. Get right into that. There we go. For example, here is Exxon, as you can see, and one of the things I'll introduce first, again, very, very briefly. For example, here we go. All right. Relative Strength Index, RSI, as they commonly call it, couple things to keep in mind. You have your overbought, that's your 70, and you have your oversold right there. There's your 70 and your oversold right there. Again, that's just a guide because they can go way overbought and way oversold before they ever market correct. And for example, let me see, because right here, actually, if you're looking at Exxon, here it's way past the 70 line, and actually it just right there, it's past the 70 and it just corrects and it keeps on getting higher. And you can see that right here in the price chart as well. Dun, dun, dun. And then let me go right over here. Yeah, it can do the same thing in the oversold area as well. But that's the relative strength index. Again, one thing to keep in mind with that, again, just to brush up here, this area right here, this is the neutral area. So when you see the RSI hanging out in there, you know it's going to be a pretty neutral chart. Dun, dun, dun. Yes. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Now looking right here, dun, dun, dun. Also, one indicator to keep in mind, just to quickly go over it, is the MACD, moving average convergence divergence. For example, that's the blue MACD line. When it crosses the orange signal line right there going down, you're going to see the downward pattern, and that's exactly what you see right there. The same thing, for example, in the opposite, when the blue MACD crosses the red signal line going up right there, for example, you're going to have the upward trend right about there. Okay, so again, I mean, it's a lot more complicated than that, obviously, but that's putting it very simplistically. So that's the MACD and the relative strength index. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Okay, now looking over here, also right here, as you can see there, I want you to notice right here these trade volume bars. Then when there's more trading, there's also more price action, as you can see right there. Again, the trade volume usually goes with the price action. And let's see, let me also get you out some more chart patterns. Here we go, because sometimes it's interesting to see why and how the chart moves as it does. Dun, dun, dun. Dark Fate, hello. Dun, dun, dun. You can this is my monitor right there. You can see it on the back screen. Dark Fate, my monitor is right here on the back screen. That's what this is for. Here we go. Now looking right here, for example, let me see the chart patterns. Here we go. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom out, and these chart patterns will be easier to see. For example, where is it? Come on, yeah. Basically, you can see right here. Yeah, this is basically a double bottom. One of the chart patterns that we'll talk about is the double bottom. Bottoms out twice, bang, and the sellers lose momentum and the buyers take over. So that's one market correction. It keeps the chart moving up like that. And then right over here, let's see, just a couple quick ones before we move on to the fundamentals. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. And sometimes these things don't jump out very easily. You have to have some imagination. Let's see, right here, as you can see, right there. Yeah, this comes down to about the same point. Right here, here's your double bottom again, comes down to the same point, and then bang, jumps up. So again, another double bottom pushing it upwards right there, okay? And we'll get into more of these chart patterns as we go. Those are just a couple of the quick ones that jump out. Let's see if I can get another good one here. Oh, here's one. Dun, dun, dun. This is interesting because sometimes this is going to sound weird, but here's your head and shoulders. Again, this is not a shampoo commercial, but there's the head, there's the left shoulder, there's the right shoulder, and then there's your diagonal neckline right there. Again, it doesn't, on the shoulders, it doesn't always have it to be a square shoulders. It can also be very diagonal. Podge, Carmen, greetings, welcome to the channel where we talk about everything U.S. markets and U.S. headlines. Yeah, if you have a question, leave a comment, or if there's a ticker you want, let me know. And then here, there. Okay, so on this one, as you can tell, it's supposed to break the neckline and go down, and that's exactly what it does. Now looking here at X, go back over here. We'll have more time to look at more chart patterns on other tickers as we go. Bring this down. Yeah, and right here, as you can see, here we go. Where's my arrow? Yeah, Here's for comparing the trade volume with right here to right here. Today, right now, the volume is at 29.81 million. Market cap is at 714.4 billion. And let's go on here to the earnings right here. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, here we go. Quarterly. Quarterly right now, you're looking at this Q4. Again, the purple is what, if this is your first time, if you're new to this, purple is what was actually recorded. The gray is actually what Wall Street projected. So Q4 beat projections, and so did Q3, and so did Q2. But let's look at the annual side. Annually, right here, 2025, 2024, 2025 missed it, but 2023 and 2024 beat the earnings expectations. Okay, let's see how that compares though with the revenue, the earnings, and the income, because it doesn't always correlate. Just because you have good revenue doesn't mean you're going to have good revenue and earnings. So let's look here. 2025 missed it, and interestingly enough, gosh, actually it doesn't look very good at all for the revenue, profit, or income on any of those years. The last 3 years for Exxon, as you can tell, revenue, gross profit, income were all pretty negative. The only thing that was good was 2024 had good total revenue. Again, that's why I say look at all the pieces of the information. I'm gonna go through these pretty fast. Since we started talking about oil and gas, there's Exxon right there. And another one, if you want, for example, we can do another popular one that's, I often get asked about this. This is Chevron, CVX. Okay, there's Chevron, taking a look at you. And right here, again, NA5920, welcome. We West Coast, hello, hello. Ritajao 1234, hello, greetings. Okay, here we go. Chevron, you'll notice very, very similar. Shoot, let me put this over here. Very similar, kind of a price chart. And right here, here we are. Very, very overbought, as you can tell. That's why I said, again, on the RSI, the 70 line is just a guide. So right here, you can see it's basically been almost overbought for quite a while now, ever since almost January. It did market correct a little bit, but it stayed pretty well overbought. Sultan, greetings, hello, hello. Kunja, right now, let's see, and it's not even, look at the RSI, it's not even market correcting, really. Now let's go right here. Look at what the MACD line is doing right here. Bum, bum, bum. As you can tell, it's running parallel right there. Now, right over, let me adjust this chart a little bit so I can see some more of the patterns that emerge. Bum, bum, bum. Some of the corrections, the market corrections that keep this thing bouncing up. As you can see right here, here's your double bottom. And then right here is your neckline for the double bottom. And right there is your breakout going up. And again, those are just a couple ones to look at. I'll show you some more down the line here. Here we go. Again, zoom in, zoom out, and you'll see the different ones appear. My timing is on 1 day, in case that's a question I often get. You can use different times and you'll see different patterns emerge. And then you can kind of compare to see which ones were more accurate or comparable. Here we are right here. Oh, here's one that pops up. If you zoom this out, zoom down right here. Yeah. So for example, right here, it basically come down to the same point. Here's my brush. Right here, here's a double bottom right here, but this one right here doesn't come down to the same point. Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. There's your neckline breakout. Again, they have to come down basically to the same point. And then, for example, if we go right over here, Coco Joey, that better not be that better not be a clip-on tie. No, it's not. That's one thing I can do well. I can tie a tie. Thanks for the sideways humor. Yes, and good morning to you too. All right. All right, let's look right here again. Here's your reverse head and reverse shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder. There's your neckline right there. You know, any companies that can provide corrugation, steel, or chain link fencing on this scale of billions. Let's see. Let's see, tree gnome villager. At the moment, no. But what I can do is if you have a company, a publicly traded company in this sector that you're looking at, I can analyze it for you here on TradingView. But your specific question, no, I'm sorry, I don't. But thanks for asking. I know that's not the answer you wanted, but sorry, I don't know. And okay, another one here. If you go right over here, let's look at this. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Here we go. Bring this down. Okay, right here, basically you're looking at a small, hard to see, but here these two come up and touch. Here's your double, double top right there. You see how these two come up, and there's one peak, there's two peaks, and then right here, this is your neckline for the double top. And yeah, the double top does what it's supposed to do. It sends it right down, okay? There's that. And then here we go. Let me go give you a couple more real fast, and then we'll move on to the fundamentals right here. Yeah, for example, right here, again, if you're looking for a chart pattern, here's your double top, and then here's your, where they meet in the middle, that's your neckline, okay? So there's your double top and your neckline. Now let's go, we can do more chart patterns later. And here we go. Right here. Okay, looking right here at your fundamentals. Okay, so right now volume is at 10.4 million. And again, you'll see on this day, the trade volume is slightly lower. When again, there's more price action, there's more trade volume right there. And market cap right now is at 420 billion. And if we go here to the earnings side of it, boom, right here. Greetings, welcome. If you're new to the show, welcome. This is everything U.S. markets and U.S. headlines. And right now we're breaking down Chevron. If there's a ticker or something you want looked at or a headline, feel free to drop it in the comments. So Chevron, Q4, Q3, Q2, all beat market expectations. Again, the blue is what's recorded for earnings, and the gray is what was expected by Wall Street. Annually, 2025, 2024, 2023. Okay, interestingly though, for the last 3 years, 2023 and 2024 missed the expectations for the annual earnings. Only 2025 beat the earnings expectations. So let's go right here. He's pretty. I'm hit with names. That's a very good name. Yes, I like it. Good name. Now let's take a look here at the statements right here annually. 2025. Interestingly, 2025 actually, despite the fact that it beat the earnings expectations, it didn't do well at all on the revenue, profit, or income. The same thing with 2023 and 2024. Actually, the last 3 years were terrible for revenue, profit, income. Again, take a look at all the information you have available to you, and let's keep going. Okay, that was Chevron. Again, another one we'll talk about is this one. For example, where is my Micron? Yes, Micron. Actually, no, that's the other one. Where is my Micron? Micron. Stock sinks 10% on post-earnings sell-off. For example, it's gone down 30% ever since the earnings report on March 18th. Other tech names like CoreWeave, Nebius, SanDisk, and Western Digital. CoreWeave and Nebius both dropped 8%. SanDisk and Western Digital dropped 7% and 9% respectively. Micron is a major memory supplier for NVDA, and the surge in demand has led to a shortage. And customers are only getting 50 to 67% of their requirements. And Micron shares are up 270% from 1 year ago, but most of those gains have been retreated in 2026. And the stock is only up 2% year to date after the recent slide. So bear that in mind. That's Micron. And let's take a look at them. One of the things that they're doing right there. Micron, here we go. MU Micron. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And here's Micron. Again, their stock they just slid down again 30% ever since the earnings report in March 18th, and recently they just slid down another 10%. As you can see, that's that right there. So if you think you're having a bad day, Micron's having a bad day. Greetings, welcome, Glenn Simmons, Sultan, hello. And yes, and again, as you can see, when there's more price action, there's definitely more trade volume. Look at the trading going on there, and look at how the RSI is reacting, all the way down almost to 30 there. And you can see right there on the MACD how it goes down and then just straight down there. Also, let me spread this out right here. Let's go right over here. Oh, you're looking for a chart pattern? Here you go. I got one for you. Here's your head, and here's your left shoulder. Here's your right shoulder. There's your neckline, and you can see, bang, it drops down. So there's your chart pattern leading up to this one. The head and shoulders does what it's supposed to. It goes down. So again, if you had seen that pattern coming, you could have known that was going to happen, possibly. And another one right here. Oh, this is an interesting one. So there's your head and shoulders, but basically you had a double bottom. See this double bottom? Here's your neckline, double bottom neckline, and you come right over here, and you can see how it does from the neckline. It goes up to here, this point, and that's the breakout. So it breaks the neckline, and then it goes up here. And then what makes it go down is that head and shoulders pattern that I just showed you. See this? There's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, head and shoulders pattern there. So that's, again, looking at Micron. And let's see, hold on. Here we go. Move this over here. And again, there's your double bottom. And let me show you a couple other ones that adjusted right here. Okay, now some smaller ones that kept it moving up. You have these smaller patterns. Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your neckline to keep it moving up. The same thing right here. This is a slanted neckline. Here's your left shoulder, your right shoulder, and that keeps it moving up. So remember, the reverse head and shoulders goes up, and the normal head and shoulders go down. And again, this is not heads, toes, knees, and toes, head and shoulders, or something like that. I get all my financial advice from YouTube. Let's see, Peter McConnell. I get all my financial advice from YouTube. Leave it be. Good stuff, man. Welcome to the channel. If you have a ticker or something you'd like me to look at, feel free to drop it in the comments, and enjoy the show. All right, here we go. Let's do a couple more of these before moving on. Again, all the small corrections, a lot of these small corrections, as you can see right here. Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your neckline. Again, some of the corrections along the way that kept the graph moving up were these small, tiny little head and shoulders there. There we go. If you're wondering, those of you jumping in here, greetings and hello, good morning. What did you just walk into? You walked into the fun educational channel. We talk about everything U.S. markets and headlines, and break stuff down on TradingView and go over some of the news, so you don't have to spend your time doing it. And yeah, so why would you watch this? That's why. You'll get the news, and you'll get some fun highlights, and you'll get some knowledge about the chart patterns, earnings, and indicators and stuff like that. Good times, right? Yes, good times. Okay, here's another one right here. You'll see this. You have here's your head. This one jumps out pretty easily. Hit your head and zoom out right here. You'll see your zoom out here. Here's your left. Hold on, you might crayon. Here's your left shoulder. Here's your right shoulder, neckline, and then breakout. Bang! And as you can see, this looks pretty much. You see how these right here go down to about the same point, and then here's your neckline. It looks like a double bottom there. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Can you criticize Gro Maloney? Can you criticize capitalism, please? Oh, that's an interesting one. Fisher, greetings. Hello. I don't know how to answer that. I think capitalism has changed over time. I think the capitalism that we see today may not be the capitalism that we saw many years ago. But that's just like the food supply. That's just like everything. You know, an apple today is not the same as it was 100 years ago. Probably neither is capitalism. It's all changed. They still call it just like they still call an apple, even though it's like not an apple. But it's probably the same thing with capitalism. They still call it capitalism, but it's quite different. But again, that's just my very neutral, very neutral answer. Hope you get my subtle humor on that. Let's see, your head is blocking the chart behind you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. I'll try to move out of the way. I know I know my setup isn't perfect. I know I have a big head. I'll try to keep out of the way. Thanks for the heads up. Let's see. And sometimes when I lean over to look at the comments, my head tends to be more in the way as well. My apologies for that. But yeah, we're breaking down Micron, for example, on TradingView at the moment. Again, this thing just dropped again 10% on Monday. And that's also why we're looking at it. It's down 30% since March 18th. And some of the other ones like CoreWeave and Nebius, they're down 8%. SanDisk and Western Digital are down 7% and 9% as well. Expedam, greetings, hello. You seem like the finance teacher I've always wanted to. Patrick, I don't know about that, but I try to keep it fun, you know? I do not know shoulders can be diagonal. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. They're not always square like we would think of them to be, but yeah, that's why sometimes you gotta have an imagination and yeah, creativity, because they're not just, you know, what we think of as being square shoulders. Yeah. But okay, let's see, let's move on here. If you want more chart patterns or something, just let me know, but these are just kind of the basics to get you going. Also, some of these patterns don't necessarily break out. Like for example, you know, even right here, you'll see here's your head right here, and you can kind of see the shoulder right there. See, this one's more square, right? But again, there's not much of a breakout there. It doesn't go down much. So just because you have a pattern doesn't mean that, oh my God, it's going to break out and go up or go down. No, not necessarily, as you can see. There we go. You can look into Raytheon. Oh, okay. Why not? Dun, dun, dun. Let me see. Raytheon. Let's see. Raytheon. What's the ticker? What's the... am I getting this wrong? What's the ticker on that? I thought I knew what it was. Raytheon ticker. Ticker symbol change. Here, Raytheon ticker symbol. Raytheon Technologies rebranded to RTX. Oh, okay, so they changed RTX. Okay, let's do that. Here we go. RTX. Right. Oh yeah. Okay, so Raytheon rebranded to RTX. I didn't know that. So Tree. Let's see. Did you know that Tree Villager? Raytheon Technologies rebranded to RTX in 2023. So now, yeah, interesting. I learned something new every day. Okay, here we go. RTX, which is Raytheon. A little update about them. Aerospace and defense company, for those of you who may not know, which engages in the provision of aerospace and defense systems, services for commercial, military, and government. All right, this ought to be doing pretty well right about now. Or it was anyway. Let's see. Yeah, look at this chart right here. And recently, here is Raytheon. What was it? Starting in about March 9th, they started trending downwards. And really, they're trending downwards now. I wonder. So you asked Tree Villager, what's their stock doing? Yeah. If you're into them, let me know. Do you know why they started trending down? Not to be confused. NVIDIA's multi-$100 billion RTX lineup of GPUs. That's interesting. I've heard RTX, but didn't make that. Got it. And then, not to be confused. Exactly. Good stuff. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Didn't make the connection. Got it. Yeah. Well, anyway, so there's that right there. As you can see, they're trending down. They're almost oversold, hitting there at about 32 right now, and you can see the MACD jumping down. Now, right here, yeah. Let me show you quick chart patterns. They're if I can zoom in and zoom out on these. Thanks for asking about this, by the way. I didn't know that they had rebranded either. For example, when you're looking at this, here's a small, they come down to the same point right here. There's your small double bottom. Here's your neckline right there. And on this one, you can see it does break the neckline and go up. So that's the chart pattern that puts it up there. Now, if I look at this, can I see? Again, these are not always easy to see, but yeah, I can't see the chart pattern that brought it down. But the chart pattern that pushed it up to this point was the double bottom. And then let's see, let me look for some more patterns along the way. Again, if you look right here, these are some small reverse head and shoulders patterns right there, very, very small, but that helps correct it and keep pushing it up. And let's see, I don't know why they're turning down. Maybe, okay, good, thanks for the insights. Okay, I don't know either, okay, oh, for example, here's one, an obvious one. If you're looking for a more obvious one that pushes it up, here's your reverse head. There's an easier to see left shoulder, right shoulder, and then this one does bang, break the neckline and go up. And if you adjust that, zoom in, there we go. There's your, it's easier to see that way. And then zoom in, zoom out, dun. Okay, yeah, I could, there's many more of these obviously, but right here, let's see. Again, here's one. These come down to almost the exact same point here. Here's your double bottom, and then right here, this is your neckline in the center, and there's your bang, pushes it up, and dun. Okay, that's enough. That's Raytheon. If you want more, just let me know. But that's the basics. Let's go over here to some more of the fundamentals, the nitty gritty. And again, on the trade volume, you can see that you can see the high trade volume and the more of the price action right there. Right now, it's only sitting here at Here we go. 5.04 million, 251 billion is the market cap. And let's go here to earnings. I do know there's a equity financing stuff going on. It seems like they'd be flush with now credit tracing. Falls at the highest level for the. Yeah, I know what you mean. It seems like they'd be flush right now, right? I love the gold. I love the gold. The best safe. Fisher, I do kind of share your same sentiment. Actually, I'm also a gold and silver bug as well. Just to return your comment there. For example, what was it? Last I looked, gold was sitting at 4572. Up maybe 0.6% if my number is accurate. Maybe it changed. It's fluctuating all the time. And then silver 73.35 up 3.86%. And for example, I love gold too. But right now, if you got the update, gold rose, but it's on track for the biggest monthly drop in 17 years. I've even got that headline. This is for you, Fisher. Here you go. I saw this headline. Gold heads for the biggest monthly drop in more than 17 years. Investors flocked to the dollar, and gold declined about 13% this month. Yeah, since you asked, there's a quick update for you. Sorry if my head's in the way, you can't see it, but there's the there's the headline right behind me. Yeah. So, but no, I have your same sentiment, Fisher. Thanks for the comment. Okay, back to what were we doing? Raytheon, which is now RTX Corporation. Quarterly, looking at the earnings, since you asked right here, what is it, Q4? Yeah, Q4, Q3, and Q2. Again, the purple is what was actually recorded. The gray is what was actually expected from Wall Street. And they beat all the earnings expectations. And right here, let's see, here we go. Annually, 2025, 2024, and 2023 all beat. For the last 3 years, your RTX Raytheon beat the earnings expectations. Now, how does that, let's see how that correlates with the revenue and profit and income. Because oftentimes you can have good earnings and then the revenue is crap, you know. Looking into, I mean, we will see if their balance sheet grows. Sometimes I dig into that to see year to what the, yes, good insights, Tree Villager. Yeah, no problem. Glad to have some dialogue here and share some ideas. No worries. Here, for example, 2023 was a pretty bad year for profit and income for Raytheon, but 2024 and 2025, It was all green for revenue and profit and income. Just a heads up on that. Bon, and then that's Raytheon. If you have another ticker, let me know. Let's go on here. We talked about Micron a little bit here. Did we talk about? Let's see. I don't think we talked about the earnings. So let's go here to Micron's earnings right here. Okay. Working backwards to a breakdown is what I mean. You get it. All good. No worries. Okay, switching back here to Micron. Earnings wise, quarterly, Q2, Q1. Let's see, Q2, beat the expectations. Q1 beat it. Q4 also beat it annually. Micron 2025 beat it. 2024 beat it. 2023. 2023 beat it because it was less negative than it was supposed to be. Interesting though, hold on, here's quarterly, Q2 of 2026. Interesting, Q1 and Q2 of 2026 beat the earnings expectations. All right, let's go here. Let's see how 2024 and 2025 correlate with the statements. Yeah, so 2024 and 2025, Karen, greetings, welcome. Ellie, hello. Kowski, welcome. Again, if you're wondering what the heck you just stepped into, this is the educational channel. We talk about everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines. We try to make it fun and not so darn boring. The markets don't need to be boring. And we also break things down on TradingView. If you have a ticker or something, you want to see it on TradingView, let me know. And okay, here we go. But yeah, so Micron 2023 was a terrible year for revenue and profit and income. 2024 and 2025 were much better. Again, that's Micron. Let's go ahead and look at Nebius as well, because Nebius, here's another reason why we're looking at Nebius. Because Nebius, if you can see behind me, if my big head's not in the way, I know I got this big head and this setup isn't the greatest, but they unveiled the plan to build one of Europe's largest AI factories as Europe is scrambling to compete for compute power. Again, this is going to be in Finland. It'll be a capacity of 310 megawatts and it will start opening up in 2027. Yeah, so that's also, there's other companies opening up data centers in Paris and Sweden, but this is the newest one from Nebius in Finland. I thought I'd been on that. With the news of Google creating a new algorithm for modeling users. Oh yeah, good one. Hey, Tree Villager, good point on that. I mentioned that in the headlines a couple of days ago. Yeah, you're exactly on point. For example, right here, Tree Villager, let me get a resource, but I'm pretty sure that's a major outlet reporting. For example, I got this here, Google's Turbo Quaint is what you're talking about, right? Are projected to ease in the future bearing other, yeah, exactly, because Turbo Quaint technology can limit the amount of memory required to run large language models by at least a factor of 6, reducing overall cost of training AI. Yes, you're exactly on point there. That's the same headline I got. They touted this new compression technique that could reduce the amount of memory needed for AI workloads. So Micron, SanDisk, both could feel the losses from that. Yeah, I get you. I'm on your wavelength. Decrease RAM usage, increase efficiency. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's called Turbo Quaint technology from Google. Yeah, thanks for the dialogue there. Yeah. And let's see. For example, Labu Malo, if you have more questions about that, just send me a message, that's fine. But that's not something I do on the live stream. But if you have more specific questions, let me know what sector and where you're looking at, and we can talk more directly, Labu Malo. But yeah, Tree Villager, good insights. And that was, when was that? I saw that. That was March 26th, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, that could be part of the reason why some of the memory companies are feeling some pain. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And then, okay, here's Nebius. Okay, Nebius, they're building it in Finland. They just announced that. Let's go here to Nebius. Let's break this one down. Nebius. Here we are. Incredible breakthrough, honestly. And if it reduces power consumption, even 10%, the needle trends further in favor of AI models being a viable way to do quite a variety. Yes, Tree Villager. Again, you're on point, and I share your sentiment. Yeah, good stuff. My question is, with again with AI doing all the work, you know, what's going to be the future for for normal people, you know? Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, here we are. Here's Nebius. Again, why are we looking at Nebius? Because they just unveiled plans to build this biggest AI factory in Finland. I just thought we'd look at them for that reason. So here they are. RSI sitting there at 42, still pretty neutral. Labor. Yeah, what's that? Exactly. If you have any insights, Tree Villager, feel free to share, because I'm always curious about that too. You know, everyone's excited about having robots do all the work, and I'm like, well, well, what are we gonna do? You know, bum bum bum. Okay, so there's the RSI, and here's Nebius. If you're curious about what Nebius is, it's a technology company that provides infrastructure and services to AI builders worldwide. It offers Nebius AI and AI-centric cloud platform, provides full stack infrastructure, including large-scale GPU, graphics processing unit, clusters, cloud services, etc. All right, here we go. And moving, let's look here at the chart pattern. Nebius, right here, it's sitting at 92, 94. And let's see if I can pick up a couple of these patterns, zoom in, zoom out, give you a little more idea of, again, you gotta have an eye for it. Yeah, spread these out like this. You can kind of see it break apart like that. Yeah, now it's looking more interesting. For example, again, if you want to see, this looks to me like there's the head here, here's the left shoulder, here's the right shoulder, kind of diagonally like that pushed it down. And then again, you have the small head here, small head, that's a double top. And then here's the double bottom right there that pushed it up. And let's go right over here. Bum, bum, bum. And again, let's see. Those are some, again, here's a small, very small double bottom to push it up. And then right over here, let's see if I can pull this one out. Let's see what happened here. Dun, dun, dun. Again, they're not always easy, that's for sure. Oh shoot, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, here we go. Now, and then look right over here. Where is it? Oh, here's one. Here's a better one. Put that down, adjust that. Now you can see this thing right over here. Here's your reverse head. Here's your left shoulder. Here's your right shoulder. There's your neckline breakout, bang, going up like that. Bum, bum, bum. Greetings, welcome. What's the future of labor markets? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, here we go. And then here, again, push this one out, looking at Nebius. Okay, again, adjust the chart. You see your head here, left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your neckline, and bang, goes down just like that. Again, you get the idea. If there are other certain chart patterns, oh, here's one. As you can see here, this one's a small one. It comes down once, comes down twice, and right here, that's your neckline. So again, there's your double bottom with the neckline, and here's your neckline breakout going up right there. Yeah, other questions, let me know. Let's keep moving. Bum, bum, bum. Right here, dun, dun, dun. Okay, right here. Here we go. Just to show you one more before we, yeah. If you bring this one up, right there, again, be creative. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then your neckline. Again, very small ones just to keep it going up and down. Also, one thing, let me do this, bring this like this, and bring this out like this. And then let me erase this part here, all those. And no, that's not quite. For example, what, nah, that's not quite. It's not what I wanted to see. Okay, let's break this apart. Show you right now. Again, this is Nebius, and right now, let me put this arrow. Again, less trading today. Again, more trading when there's more price action. Right now, volume is at 16.68 million. Market cap is at 23.2 billion. And right here, here's your earnings. I think AI integration worth investing in will require functions of the business to change quite dramatically, and humans are more accountable. I see marketing as something that will become a role. Could be, yeah. Um, Definitely something to think about. Thanks for sharing. Okay, looking at Nebius, here's your quarterly. Again, last 3 quarters were negative, but this is where it gets interesting, because just because they were negative, they weren't as negative as the market, as Wall Street predicted. So you see Q4, Q3, and Q2, they're negative, but not as negative as they were expected to be, so that turns into the positive earnings report. Annually, however, 2025 was much more negative than expected. Same thing with 2024. Now, ironically, in 2023 was not only positive, but it was also better than the earnings expectations. So let's see how that correlates. Again, just because that you have the earnings the way they are doesn't mean it will correlate with the revenue and the profit. So 2023, again, good earnings, good positive earnings that beat the market expectations. So here, yeah, look at 2023. Despite the fact that it had good earnings and beat the market, it was negative on revenue, profit, and income. Now, ironically, over here, 2024 had negative earnings and did terrible against the market expectations. And ironically, 2024 had positive revenue, positive gross profit. So there you go. Interesting. But that's Nebius. Let's go back here. There's many more we could do. There's Nebius. If you have a ticker you want me to look at, feel free to drop it in the comments. For seasoned employees making literal moves, companies might trim and consolidate a lot of the sort of internal analytical roles. As it turns out, agentic AI can. Yes. Here's my question though, Tree Villager. I get your point. It's my same question that I have for all the drivers that are being replaced by robo-taxis. What the people that get replaced by agentic AI, what are they going to do? The people that get replaced by the robo-taxis, the drivers get replaced by the robo-taxis, what are they going to do? What is it? Ibio Medev, greetings and hello. HR is also going to change because AI seems particularly good at understanding human behavior. Yes, so fewer white collar roles, but they have like the leases for general offices, let's say. Fewer white, but they have lengthy leases for general offices. Okay, all right. Well, I guess we can only wait and see. But yeah, I'm really curious to see with robots taking over jobs, robo-taxis, there's no more drivers. What does a driver do? Because generally drivers don't have that many other skills that they can do besides drive. So what do they do? Yeah. Okay, let's look at another one. For example, here's one I wanted to share with you because it was kind of not, not something that's often in the headlines, but I thought this was interesting. Where is my, there's Nebius, Microsoft, Micron, Tech, where is it? Hold on. Tungsten. I thought I had it here somewhere. Apple. Where the heck did it go? Hold on one second. Oh yeah, here's what I wanted to show you guys. 3 niche commodity prices are surging. It kind of explains a little bit about the supply chain. So I thought this was interesting. Tungsten, sulfur, and helium, as it talks about in this article, are 3 niche elements, and they've climbed very sharply in the recent weeks. In some cases, more than oil, according to the article. But here, for example, it talks about again, tungsten, sulfur, and helium. Tungsten creates the electrical connection in the core of semiconductor chips. I wasn't aware of that. And the sulfuric acid cleans the chip wafers, and the helium enables smooth production of semiconductors since the gas prevents unwanted chemical reactions in the manufacturing process. Okay, so again, a lot of the critical minerals or elements that are talked about, that are needed in all these semiconductors and chips and things like that. But again, that's going on behind the scenes. So for example, how does this directly go into the market? Well, again, the miners. So again, I thought I'd take a look at some of the miners that are working with these elements, such as, here's one. For example, it talked about Freeport, McMoran, also in some other mining processes. does this. But yeah, I wanted to share that with you. Where is it? Right here. Again, where the heck is it? Yeah, right here. Tungsten, sulfur, and helium, and how they work and are used in the semiconductor area. So let me do this. Freeport, McMoran. Here's one. Miners, Magna Mining. M-A-G-N-A. Let me see that. M-A-G-N-A. Magna. Oh, okay. For example, can you give me one that's publicly traded on the U.S. markets? This is everything U.S. markets. Is number one from Insight. Yeah. But it's not. Can you give me the ticker on the U.S. market? Papa. Is Magna Mining a U.S. ticker? Well, okay. Magna Mining. What's the ticker on the U.S. market? Can you give that to me? Okay. That's just for large corporation, considering for some the commercial real estate side of things is getting very difficult to strategize for, especially in say the got it. Okay, Tree Villager. Yeah, got it. Okay. Let's see. So here's Freeport McMoran. As I'm waiting for that one, I'll look at this one too. Here's Freeport McMoran, and as you can see, there has been a little bit of a rebound with them recently. Right here, bang, you'll see that, and then you can see that reflected here in the RSI. That one's rebounded, and the same thing in the MACD. Right here, you can see it correcting right there. Now, is this correcting because of the critical minerals or because of the gold or silver? I'm not sure, but it is correcting. There could be several reasons for the correction, but one thing for sure, Freeport McMoran, again, it engages in the mining of copper, gold, and molybdenum, but it operates through North America, copper mines, etc. But it also does do a lot of work apparently with some of the tungsten, sulfur, and helium, because it was one of the ones that was mentioned. But here, I thought I would show you this. Here's a NGMNF. Let me try that. NGMNF. Wait, are you sure? NGMNF. Okay, for some reason it's not coming up on TradingView, as you can see my screen behind me. NGMNF. I don't know why, but sorry, I can't do it. NGMNF. Yeah, it's not coming up on TradingView. Try Tata Power. Okay. Tata Power. Here we go. Here's Tata Power. Oh wait, hold on. Here, because no one really knows what headcounts will be for organizations going forward with AI. Will pay scales reduce and HC remains? Will it be a skeleton crew? Yeah, I get you, Tree Villager. Okay, here we go. Tata Power Company. Okay, little insights on this one. Here we go. Engages in the provision of power supply and transmission charges. It operates through the following segments: generation, renewables, transmission, and distribution, and others. Okay, Tata Power. Here we go. Right now, RSI is sitting here super neutral. Bang, 40. What is this? 47, 48 right there. They don't allow Canadians mining company, I guess. Magna Mining is critical mineral. Oh, okay, got it. Recognize. Got it. Okay, thanks, Papa. If you have another one, feel free to let me know. Okay, here we go. Right here. Let's take a look right here. Here we go. Let me see if I can find a little pattern here at the very beginning. Here we go. Here is a small, very small, as you can see. Here's one top. Here is another top right here. This looks like the line. So it's the double top leading to that right there. Yeah, there's that. And then also zoom out a little bit. Here is, here we go. A lot of times the head and shoulders will be followed by another reverse head and shoulders. That's why sometimes you have a double top followed by a reverse double bottom. Here, I want you to see this. Here's your reverse head here. Here's your left shoulder. Here's your right shoulder. And then also here's one, you see how they even share the same, almost the same shoulder right there. See how one head and shoulder is, again, reversed by the opposite reverse head and shoulders? That happens sometimes too. Greetings, but yeah, we're at many times. But yeah, let's see. We're in a time of great change. Corporate America is strong as ever, but it's the companies like Apple who retain lots of working capital. A rainy day fund with hundreds of billions. Got it. Okay, Tree Villager, I'll do Apple next. Greetings, John. Hello. I'm Mark Fabula. Hello, welcome as well. Okay, Tata Power. I'll keep this going. I'll move on. Again, here's your, if you want to, here's your double bottom right there. And it doesn't actually break out, as you can see. Let me give you one that, trying to give you more interesting ones that actually have a breakout in them. Well, anyway, there's a couple patterns with them. Let's move on to their fundamentals. That's Tata Power. As you can tell right now, there's not a lot of price action. So here, the trade volume is down, and the volume right now is 9.4 million. Market cap is at 1.21 trillion. Earnings, here we go. Quarterly, Q3 missed it. Q2 beat it, and Q1 also missed it. But annually, 2024 missed it. Annually, 2023 also missed it. In 2020, so last 3 years missed their annual earnings expectations. Statements wise, let's see. For example, John, hello, Alejandro. For example, we can look at Bitcoin next too. I put that down here. So I've got PL and BTC. Got it. We'll look at them next. Apple and Bitcoin are coming up next. I can show you the charts on them. Back for some more gourmet. I'm Mark Fabula. Good stuff. And your sideways humor, yes, is taken well. Earnings, okay, last 3 years on Tata Power. Missed the expectations. Here we go. They missed the expectations, but look at this. The revenue, the profit, income is actually in the green. So 2022, 2023, and 2024, all good for revenue, profit, income, except for operating income in 2022. Okay, that's Tata Power. You asked me about, let's do this one. You asked me about Apple also. Let's do that. AAPL. Oh, it's the Cherry. Greetings and welcome. One of the things that reminds me, Apple. I knew I had some news about them. Google, Apple. What was it? Apple is also investing heavily, I believe. I believe it was Apple. I thought it was, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Apple is also, India is crucial since most smartphones in the country are on Android. Oh, yeah. I saw this article about Google in India, but also Apple. Apple is also increasing their role in India as well. Google is investing 15 billion in India, but at the same time, Apple is increasing their role in India also. Let's look here at Apple. Okay, so Apple balance sheet. They limit all capitalists. They should be more capital treasury shares. Okay, plugins is not. I've been following for years. It's so frustrating. Okay, let me take a look at that one too. Here we go. Got it. 1 second. Okay. Here's Apple right now. As they continue to slide. Oh yeah, Apple's one of the where I saw that right here. Apple's one of the Magnificent Seven that had a collectively the Magnificent Seven last week was at 850 billion in losses collectively, and Apple was part of that. Would be rolling in his grave, stating what they are doing to privacy. Yes. Right Lane 89. I share your sentiments. You sound like a banker. You have history. I'm not sure why I sound like a banker, but no. So pointing toward operations based in India for Apple. We're in the middle of adjusting their supply chain. Yes. Okay, here we go. All right. Let's look right here. Let me see if I can get you some. Hold on. Zoom in, zoom out. Let's see what I can get here. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, okay, a couple ones that just jump out at me really quickly here at the end, right here. Here is your, give me my brush. Here's your head. Here's your left shoulder, your right shoulder. That pushes the chart downward right there. You can see that, and also coming over here. Again, there's the downward one. Here's an upward one. Here's the reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Again, the more you practice these, the more you'll be able to see them jump out. And sometimes you just kind of you gotta enjoy the charts. I'm not sure how you can enjoy charts, but find a way. Here's your head, left and right. There's your neckline right there. And going over here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, and this is one that pushes it up. For example, here is the left and right. There it is. Pushes it up. Okay, we can do this all day long. Let's go to some more fundamentals here. But okay, dun dun dun, over here. All right, now let's see right here. Bum bum bum. Trade volume is down because there's not a lot of price action, and okay. Volume is at 39.45 million. Market cap is at 3.62 trillion, and earnings right here. Dun dun dun. Quarterly Q1 beat it, Q4 beat it, and Q3 beat it as well. It's okay to want to. Goodness gracious. Thanks for the subtle humor. Annual 2025, 2024, and 2023 all beat expectations right there. Statements wise, okay, annually, interesting. 2023 was the worst year. Let's go back here to earnings. 2023, yeah, 2023 still had the positive earnings that beat the expectations. Again, you just always have to check. So 2023 had terrible revenue, profit, and income, but 2024 and 2025 for Apple, good revenue, profit, income. Only thing that was bad in 2024 was their net income. I know it's okay. Here we go. Someone asked me about Bitcoin. I know I'm going through these fast, but here we go. Dun dun dun. Here is Bitcoin. I think the shortest duration I could make a strategy. Yes, got it. Thanks for the thoughts. Okay, here is Bitcoin. Yes. Okay, for the person that asked, right now it's at 66,617, and looking right here at the RSI, as you can see, it's basically hovering around the neutral zone right there. And why do I point that out? Because you can kind of see right here, basically you have consolidation, except for these two minor points right here. But basically you can see the resistance and the support, or the hidden ceiling and the hidden floor, consolidation, continuation, whatever you want to call it. And then right here, again, it shows up right there in the chart. And look at how, again, you'll see that in the MACD as well, running parallel. Just a couple quick patterns here with Bitcoin. Here's one of the chart patterns that bang. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, that sent it down like that. And again, right here, again, they can also be slanted. Let me adjust this for you right here. So here's some of the smaller ones. Here's your head and left shoulder and right shoulder, and it keeps it going down with the same pattern, okay? Right there, you can see the necklines, and then the necklines right there. Then if I adjust this, you'll see it even better. Bang. So that keeps that pattern going down, just to show you some of those. And again, right here, you can see this where they both come up to the same point. That's your double top, sends it down, and but yeah, so again, the person that asked about Bitcoin, there's that. And let me push this over here. Right now, again, the trading volume is very, very low on Bitcoin because there's also not much price action, but there's that. Okay. Now let's do this. Somebody asked me about PLDG. Okay, plug power. Okay, somebody asked me about plug power. Let's see. For example, Sarah's cats. For example, sorry, I missed the comment. I'm more interested in the actual physical metal, not so much the trading side of it. But yeah, the physical metal part. Let's see. For example, Sarah's Cats, if you look up gold and the BRICS nations and the BRICS payment form called the unit and what that's shaping up to be for the future and how gold will be intertwined with their payment system, look at that. And then good time to, oh, Right Lane 89. We already looked at some of the oil stocks like Chevron and Exxon, but I can look at them again later if you want. And is it the right time or the bad time, the good time? Timing is everything, yes. For example, on this educational channel, on the algorithm, I can just break down some of the patterns, but if you want, I can't say anything about recommendations or stuff like that on the live stream. But if you want further information about my personal thoughts, you can always contact me outside the stream if you want. You don't need to, but if you want to, you can. But on this platform, the algorithm will totally restrict me or ding the channel if I specifically directly answer that question, because it will be a recommendation. As a hedge against inflation, 10K gold today will perform like a high yield savings account. Possibly better because it has, let's see. Yes, Tree Villager, I do share some of your sentiments on that. And, you know, I do see interesting things going on with, even though right now gold and silver are being battered, but also you have, because oil has gone up, the dollar, being the petrodollar, is tied to oil, so dollar has gone up. And so basically a lot of times, because gold and silver are priced in US dollars, they go inversely. So that's just one of the reasons. Yes, there are several reasons for the hit against the metals right now, but that's just one of them. I think, again, as soon as the dust settles, you'll see a change. Again, oil will, well, how long will this last? Who knows, right? But again, that's part of the reason for the volatility that we see right now. As you can see, every time there's a de-escalation, the price correlates with that. And then when there's an escalation, the price also correlates with that. Kind of betting against the US dollar, but guys not financial, but mind your salespeople, they put in a few percent of their portfolio knows. Correct. Tree Villager. Definitely not financial advice. That's why I'm always careful with what I say. Yeah, for sure. And again, the algorithm is listening. Let's see, Plug has a new CEO that hopefully will inject some positive energy. Okay, John, let's look at this. Plug, here we go. Plug executive leadership. Okay, yeah. There's on TradingView here. It says Plug executive leadership to participate in Roth Annual Growth Conference. Yes, interesting. Okay, and for those of you unaware about Plug provides alternative energy technology which focuses on the design, development, commercialization, and manufacture of hydrogen and fuel cells systems used primarily for the material handling and stationary power markets. Interesting. Yeah, I think I've heard about this. Yes. Plug, pretty cool. All right, let's go over here. Right now, again, you can see the RSI, it's staying pretty neutral for the moment anyway. I'll spread this out and you can see for yourselves right here. Here is your basically your neutral pattern right there. You can see there's almost a ceiling and a floor right there. And then also you can see what the MACD does right there. And then here we go right here. Okay, now looking at Plug Power, trying to find the patterns. Again, gotta have this, interesting eye for it. They don't always just jump out easily. Here we go. Come on, Plug, give me something. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Not the easiest to find. And then these both come up almost the same point right here. You see, here's one top, another top, and then here's the neckline. So this looks like a double top. Here's your double top, and then if you again change the timing on this, zoom in, zoom out, right there. There's your neckline breakout here, and then bang. Okay, and don't you just love charts? And then here we go. Let's take a look at some more right over here. Oh, here we go. For example, zoom in, zoom out on this one. Right here, again, here is your double bottom, and here is your neckline, and then this is your breakout right there. God, some of these are just not easy to find. But that's a little bit about plug. Let's go over here to the fundamentals. Right here. Dun, dun, dun. Trade volume, you see it's down. Again, when there's more price action, like there is right there, you have more trade volume. Volume is at 50.76 million. Market cap is at 2.98 billion. And earnings, let's go here. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, Patel ended, so we shall see. The Sir Carl 101. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've heard that as well, like how the Saudi petrodollar has had some changes. I'll just put it very politically correct like that. Don't you see? More. Yes. Let's see. I don't think the dollar. I know what you mean, Tree Villager. Yes. And then because the dollar is held by so many central banks, when people say we owe a country, it's usually servicing the coupon. Good insights, Tree Villager. I appreciate the dialogue. Good. Now here we go on Plug Power quarterly, Q4, Q3, and Q2. As you can see, they were more negative, and so they had negative earnings for the quarter. Plug Power for the year also, 2025, 2024, and 2023 again. Negative earnings and much more negative than expected. So for the person that asked me about Plug Power, there's that. And then also going here to the statements annually. Actually, 2025, the revenue, the profit, the income looked much better, and the net income as well. But 2023 and 2024 were pretty bad for revenue, profit, and income. But again, the person asked me, let's see, are you winning? Glavanozak, winning. Winning in what sector? Winning in what part? I woke up today and it was a great day, so that's already a win. But here we go. That's Plug Power. It's the 2025 again, looking much better. If you have more questions on that, let me know. Let's go over here. Also, let's do another one that was in the headlines. Oh, for those of you, some of you who might like to travel, I just saw this one as well. JetBlue Airways raises their check bag fees, basically $4 for the off-peak and $9 during the peak for economy passengers. And normally the competing airlines, it says in this article, will also follow suit. Generally, it's how it goes. So for any of you thinking about traveling, the soaring fuel costs are already having their effect. Your check bag just costs more money. So let's take a look here at JetBlue. What the heck? Why not? Let's see, JetBlue. And let's see, here we go. So U.S. debt is not selling as well. Unless we all know. We're gonna win so much. We're gonna get tired of winning. U.S. Treasury watchers, but yeah, anyone reading understood that bond market debt financing with the U.S. stock market is yes. In some countries, they've slowed the rate of the bond. Yes. Not bad. Yes, correct. More like domestic investment because it's kind of a free for. Good insights, True Villager. I like it. But yeah. Okay, here we go. JetBlue, in case anyone's interested in traveling and how that's what's going on with the oil is affecting travel costs. It's already going up, according to JetBlue. I need to learn more about this stuff. I'm 36, no investments other than a little crypto. I need to start investing like right lane 89. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're learning. That's the first start. Everything begins with education. The person. Golf does not. Yes, good insights. Yeah, right lane, good stuff. Just keep learning, keep growing. There's many good YouTube channels out there. There's many good books out there, etc. And again, you don't need to, you don't have to, but if you want, I can also give you some more learning materials if you want. Just simply contact me. That's also available. You don't have to, but it's something I can offer just to help out a little bit. there's many other good YouTube channels as well. Like I said, I'm glad you're here, but there's other good ones too. So keep watching not only this one, but keep watching the other ones too. And there's many good reading materials that can help you as well. Yeah. And good job taking the initiative to to get into it and learn first before. Some people just throw their money and they lose it all. Learn first before you do that. And reach out to you. No problem. Good stuff, right, Lane? Yeah. Okay, here, JetBlue. A couple things that jump out at me right here. Here's your double bottom. Here's your neckline, and then bang, it goes up right there. And done. All right, here we go. And also going right over here. This looks like, yeah, right here. See how they both go up to the same point right here? There's your double top. And then right here, there's your neckline. And there's where the double top breaks the neckline right there. 1 second. Okay. Here we go. And then right here. Okay. Sorry. Let me bring this back over here. Adjust this. What can I see happening here? Let's see. If you adjust that, pull it out, you can kind of see. It's too. You could almost. No. Maybe you could almost see. Here's the head. Here's the left shoulder. Here's the right shoulder. But I don't know on that one actually. But that would actually make sense for the breakout to go up. But it's super small. I just thought I would play with that just to see what would happen. But anyway, let's go back over here. There's your double top. And then over here. Okay. Right here we go. Okay. I'm not going to go through too many. I think we've seen a lot of these chart patterns already. If there's, again, here's an easy one that jumps out. Okay, again, here's some of the big influencers. Here's your head. This is on JetBlue on TradingView if you're watching from home and wondering what the heck this is. If you just jumped on for the first time, welcome. This is the educational channel where we break down everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines, and we try to make it fun and interesting. And you learn about chart patterns, indicators, some of the basics about how to put them together. Learning before investing. I appreciate you. Yeah, rich nature, Trev. Indeed. Learn a little bit before investing. Do not touch use. I don't understand. Do not touch use automatic AI helper. I don't, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't. Like, there's many. Because I don't do something doesn't mean it's not good or something. There's many good things that I don't use and vice versa. No problem about the autocorrect, Fisher. Again, if you find something that works really, really good or you like it, go for it. Just because I'm not talking about it or I'm not using it doesn't mean it's not good. But yeah, no problem to ask. But yeah, let's see. Right lane, look into what Vanguard and below. Here, depending do you raise or no pay big fees? Yeah. Learn before investing, and anyway, I hope Fisher, hope that answers the question. Okay, there's that. Now let's go back over here. Okay, that's enough on that. Again, I just wanted to basically give you the headline on JetBlue and let you know that was coming and probably coming with other airlines as well. You'll see that, even here on TradingView, they have the update here on TradingView. Cherry, greetings, welcome. Thank you very much for the likes. I'm not the algorithm expert, but I've been told that likes and shares and comments do help the algorithm, so I appreciate that. Well done. Good stuff. Thank you, Cherry. Even here on TradingView, JetBlue raised their bag fees, etc. Volume right now is at 26.49 million. Market cap is at 1.52 billion. Here we go. More info. Earnings right here quarterly. Again, this is JetBlue. They Q2 and Q3 beat the earnings because it was less negative than expected. Q4 missed the earnings because it was more negative, and then 2025 missed it because it's more negative. 2024 beat it because it's less negative. Same thing with 2023, it's less negative. Now, if we look here, so 2023 and 2024 had a good earnings report because they were less negative. 2025 missed it. Let's see how this correlates. Dun, 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 2023. So here, 2023, interestingly enough, has good revenue and profit and income because it also had a good earnings report. But 2024 had a good earnings report and it was negative revenue, profit, and income. 2025, yeah. So again, JetBlue the last 2 years not doing too well with revenue and profit and income. But having said that, let's go on to another one here. I had it right here. I was gonna look at Micron. Yeah, where is it? Oh yeah, somebody asked me about the oil. Let's do one refresher on oil. And let's see, for personal, I do like it doesn't make sense for everyone and doesn't need to be followed to a T, but principles are good for, yes. Yeah, definitely. Like, there's always Tree Villager. I like that. There's always little nuggets of wisdom in everything. Don't follow everything to a T, but you can always find nuggets of wisdom in just about everything, and then find what works for you, because it's not always to be taken for face value, but there's different things in different information that can work for everybody. Yeah. Right. In Canada, we have tax-free savings and investment accounts. So it can be crazy not to use it. Got it. Thanks for the comments, guys. Okay, here we go. One that I was gonna, where was it? Somebody asked me about oil again. I'll do this quickly. I'll just go through this one of the major ones. Actually, here's one that I can share another one with you. This might be interesting as well, because this one actually, Magnolia Oil and Gas. I want to share this one because it's also oil and gas, but it's up 46% in the last 3 months. So let me share this one with you. This is one I saw that I thought would be interesting, because we've already talked about Exxon and Chevron, but let's talk about, okay, here, Magnolia Oil and Gas, ticker MGY, engages in the acquisition, development, exploration, and production of oil and natural gas properties, basically in South Texas. Okay, there's that, and you can see the chart here for the last 3 months. It's been up 46%, and there's that. Just to show you this oil and gas one right here. Look at the right here, the RSI. Again, that's why I say the RSI is just a guide. SSB, welcome. Good to have you back. We're looking at TradingView right now. The RSI, again, it can go way overbought before market corrects. And look at this chart here. Let me show you this just to quickly finish up on this one. Volume right now is at 2.1 million. Market cap is at 5.9 billion. And then right here, earnings wise, quarterly, it's on. Yes, Chris, that's why I'm showing it to you, because it's oil and gas. But yeah, it's ticker is MGY, and it's up 46% in the last 3 months. Just wanted to show that. Quarterly, for example, Q4 beat it, Q3 missed it, and Q2 beat it. But annually, right here, 2025 just beat it, 2024 just missed it, and 2023 also just missed it. So that 2023 and 2024. But interestingly, even though 2025 right here beat the expectations, right here 2025, there we go. 2025 was actually red and terrible all the way down, revenue, profit, and income. On this one, actually the last 3 years were pretty bad. The only thing that was good was total revenue in 2024. But like I said, last 3 months they're up 46%. So just sharing that one with you. Also, one of the ones that I was going to talk about as well is, where is it? Goals. Oh yeah, for example, here's one. Interestingly enough, Microsoft, yes, one of the Magnificent Seven. Let's see, that's like the most powerful mitigation from yeah. Microsoft is going to invest $1 billion in Thailand. Why do I bring that up? Because also India is important for not only Google but also Apple as well. And then where's the article? India. They have the Carlyle Group and other private equity firms investing over there. Microsoft, Amazon also pledged 50 billion. Microsoft and Amazon pledged 50 billion to India's cloud and AI. And Google also announced 15 billion for their data center hub in India. So that's India, but also now we got Microsoft, one of the Mag 7s, investing in Thailand as well. So Asia is becoming, again, more and more important for these big tech companies. So I just thought I would share this with you guys. Here we go. That's Microsoft, 1 billion. In cloud services and AI infrastructure in Thailand. Yeah. So let's check this one out. Microsoft, boom, right here. Microsoft. Okay, here we go. So. Okay, Microsoft right here. According to TradingView, news update, Microsoft shares are down 26% year to date. And here we are. Okay, yeah, look at this. Microsoft down here at, sitting here at 21, way oversold right now. And yes, not the most, not the most enthusiastic chart right here. It's sitting at 358.96 right now. Let me give you a couple of these quick chart patterns. Let's see, zoom in, zoom out of this right here, and right here, Okay, so here we go. This, hold on, I got it. Yeah, here we go. Now it's looking more like, here's your head, here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder, and that's a chart pattern that pushed it down. There's your head and shoulders. Now if we zoom out of this a little bit, again, aren't these fun? Oh my God, you have to have a sense of humor, right? Let me see here, give me some more right here. Yeah, again, some of the other ones that push this down. Here's your head up here, left shoulder, right shoulder, here's your neckline, bang, and yeah, here we go. But yeah, that's, sorry, that's Microsoft right now. I just wanted to brush up on them since they had the announcement that they are investing $1 billion into Thailand. Let's keep going here. Volume right now, you can see, is down 44.8 million for volume. Market cap is at 2.67 trillion. And then right here, quarterly, Q2, Q1, and Q4, all beating expectations annually right here. 2025, 2024. Oh, 2025 beat it for the year. 2024 missed it. Oh, just barely for the year. 2023 beat it for the year. So 2023 and 2025 for Microsoft had the best earnings. Statements wise, 2023. Interestingly, okay, so this is interesting. Even though 2024 missed the earnings expectations, revenue, profit, and income were all great. Actually, the last 3 years were all great, except for net income on 2023. Is down year to date. Yeah, wonder what they're. Yeah. Tree Villager. Yeah, here's the article for you. That's why I thought it might be interesting for some of you. Here's the article. If you could, I'll get my big head out of the way. Bill Gates fatigue setting in. Yeah. Here you go. Here's the article for you. Microsoft $1 billion investment in Thailand. They plan to invest $1 billion in over the next 2 years in cloud services and AI infrastructure, according to the article. It includes developing digital skills of the Thai workforce. Basically, the number of data to support AI. Southeast Asia's second largest economy looks to speed up projects involving data centers, electronics, and power generation. Yeah, there's that. If it's the type of investment where they're trying to spend just to keep up with their, yeah, could be. Yeah, there's that. Where's the other one I was gonna talk about? But yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, there's that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your nice dialogue. It was a very positive discussion, and I'll be on here later on again. But see you next time. Keep your thoughts. Let's keep it going.